looking at that next. And then we're going to run these through. And then I think we can actually close the hood. And we'll be done with the wiring in the engine bay. And we just need to button everything up on in the cabin. Whew. Okay, I think we have the headlight wiring chopped out of here now, so we're going to drape this over the car. We still have a bunch of connectors that we have to find in this whole pile. We need to find the clutch switch. I think there's like 2 of them. There's a brake switch. Definitely need to find that. I guess those are the only 2. Anyway, yeah, we're going to pull this out. I did label. This is the passenger headlight stuff, and this is the janky wiring that they added. Wow. To do the rear marker light. What in the heck is this? What did they do? Yeah, so they absolutely just, I don't even know what they did to this. Looks like they tried to use masking tape to hold the wires together. There's just splices everywhere. Dang, that really stinks. Anyway, let's see what we can do here. Marker light. Oh god, this is such a mess. Oh. Good lord. It's just straight up melted. That's fantastic.
I don't even know what to say to this.
This is just an absolute mess.
Oh, lordy.
Wow. What are these? These are, what, did they just like splice wires together to add length at the factory? Oh, it's just random pieces of, oh, because they crushed the wires of the factory. Oh, wow, wow. I'm going to forget about this. I'm going to have to put tape back over this. Well, where do we even start? I guess the farthest. Oh, wow. They cut those back so short. Oh my god, why would they do that? I'm pretty sad. I can't believe they cut all that. Okay, I did more work off camera because just, it's not very entertaining just standing in front of the car and touching the same wires over and over. It's just basically hours of touching the same wire and thinking and trying to figure out what I want to do. But I did figure out what I wanted to do. Oh, I'm stepping on everything. This is what I did. I cut these ones because they were spliced anyway. I don't like, this is the marker light. It was spliced together anyway. I didn't like the splice, so I'm just gonna redo it. Very unfortunately, when these headlights were taken out of this car previously, I guess, they decided to just snip the wiring. I know, guys, but it wasn't me, I swear. They just snipped the wiring and they really hacked it up. So for now, I just have groups of spade connectors. These are all, you know, they all go together one way basically, so I can't mess it up. My ground cable. And this is all of my passenger side headlight wiring. What I'm going to do, and I have, oh, you definitely can't see it. Somewhere along these wires is a mark. And then this is the radiator fan for the passenger side wiring, and I have a mark there on where to line these up. So I'm going to throw some split loom over there, splice that out of split loom and put it together. That's going to get run underneath the radiator. I'm definitely not going to be able to get you in there to show you. Oh, no, I can. Underneath the radiator, you can't really see. And the OEM location all the way across the front. And then we'll come up, we'll meet the wiring for the radiator fan on this side, as well as the driver's side headlight wiring. And we'll probably run that down along the frame rail and then kind of up over with the positive cable next to the transmission, and then we're going to use that hole that we already have. We already determined that. So that's how we'll be doing that, and kind of the goal right now. Oh, and we got to put the fan wiring in. No, not the fan, the horn wiring in while we do that. and still don't know what to do with the alternator wiring. We're gonna have to figure that out too. Anyway, yeah, I'll show you my result as I put this all together. Okay guys, excuse the heater noise. We did a little bit of wrapping with the split loom and some tape. We have half of the front harness complete now. We have headlight connectors. This guy is still cut. It was spliced anyway. This is for the side marker and the grounds for this side. That will snake up and into the headlight area. This is the radiator connector. It'll connect way down in there to the fan. This whole line will run in the OEM location underneath the radiator through the little guards all the way through and come up here on this side of the radiator and connect with the radiator fan wiring, which is these guys, into here and be joined into the bundle. Come up a little bit farther and we join in with this mess here that we have to clean up, which is the headlight wiring. We might add in the alternator voltage reference wiring, and we also have the horn wiring that we haven't really figured out yet. I'm thinking that I'm actually going to run all of this through the fender and into the cabin, kind of like it is stock, and I'll use that hole in the cowl that I made for all my wiring and stuff for the oil temperature, pressure, O2 sensor, and the manifold pressure reference. I think that is going to be the best way to do that. So I'm going to set you guys up and let you watch me as I kind of tackle some of this. Should be interesting. I might put that headlight back in place and connect it all up. I'm going to feed all of this through underneath the radiator first. It's going to be a little bit difficult. I don't want to have to pop the radiator out again and take all of that apart. So I'm going to be feeding it all through as this bundle of wire here. It is separate. There we go. I'm sliding that through, pulling it up through here, and then splicing in all the wires and all the way around, so I don't have to, because I'm not going to be able to put those connectors through underneath. So that is what I'm going to have to do. So let me get you up so you can watch. Now that my back is thoroughly killing me, we have the wires all sheathed and coming up. This bundle here are the horn wires. These two are alternator voltage reference. I need to figure out or remember what to do with those. This is our headlight wiring. I was able to save this connector. Side marker light right here still needs to be spliced back together. And the ground cable. And then this is our trunk that's going to be going into the cabin. A couple of these are going to need to be extended. I don't even know what that guy is. This is one of the radiator fans high. There's another that's low in here. Like that is. And then the rest of this stuff is headlight and blinker stuff that we need to get into the cabin. And we're going to have to pull together all of the sensor wires that we need as well. So we might take a look at Sheba first and set those into place so we can grab them as we run our way up and in. We're making good progress. It's long and tedious work. Once we get into the cabin, we'll explain some of the wiring a little bit better. Alrighty, that was a longer session. Pull these wires and get them wrapped up. So we got the alternator voltage reference wire all nice and tucked into the loom right there at that split. We have our front harness all nice and cleaned up, kind of run down. I started looming it up. We're going to tie this right here. Oops, hands are full. This right here is our wiper motor wiring. This will get tied into this main trunk somewhere along like this, maybe this area, but down along the frame rail underneath, and then it'll come up and in. We're also going to be, I think that'll actually be it for this harness, and then we'll run another smaller harness just for the sensor wires elsewhere. I think that'll be the plan. So it's looking pretty good so far. A little bit more cleanup to go, but not much. We're certainly getting there, at least on the external side of the car, and then the real fun begins in here with all of this stuff. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Progress is being made. Let me show you kind of what I have going on here before I get too deep into the two wires that are still dangling here. So, what we just finished up doing was this guy right here. I'll show you on the inside of the cabin. We have our three harnesses coming through right here. With another one that's going to come through right there, which is what we're working on currently. But this was the first one that we did. This is the two engine connectors on the driver's side, left-hand side. This is the engine sensor harness here from the passenger side strut tower. And then this is the harness that we just pulled through, which is headlights, radiator, alternator, all that stuff. The one that we're going to be doing is sensors, which is oil pressure, oil temperature, and there was a third thing that we were bringing through, and I forget. What was it? Oh, and O2. We need an O2 sensor. We already have it in the downpipe. That's why I'm forgetting about it. It's just like kind of hiding right here. So we need to pull, I think there's like controllers. This is the oil pressure sender right there. We're going to have to find a nice place to mount that. The oil temperature sensor is on a sandwich plate. Oh, geez, I'm stepping on things. The oil temperature sensor is on a sandwich plate on the oil filter down below, so we'll need to get to that. I have this black wire started. For the ground, we'll be running sensor grounds to the ECU instead of to the chassis. Yeah, and we'll see how it goes. So we're going to have to pull some wiring out of Shiba, and we're going to try to, maybe I guess, loom up the temperature sensor wiring. Keep it safe while it's underneath the car. we're gonna call it here for the night. So here are our sensor wires so far: oil temperature and oil pressure. This is the oil pressure sensor. We have it mounted nicely to the block and out of the way so that the braid doesn't rub on the intercooler piping anymore. All nice and into the loom. Going down to the temperature sensor, which is on the sandwich plate. The last wire that we need to add into this bundle is the O2 sensor wire, which we need to take out of Shiba. We're looking at that next, and then we're going to run these through, and then I think we can actually close the hood and we'll be done with the wiring in the engine bay, and we just need to button everything up on in the cabin. So pretty exciting. Progress is being made. It's about 2 in the morning, so this is about where we're going to call it. We'll pick it up again tomorrow. Well, I did not realize that I ran out of storage. Let me update you on what is going on. Finished running that line with the oil pressure and temperature sensor up to here, got it zip tied in. This is the rest of the line that was going to go through the firewall, and then this big trunk is what we did. This right here is the plug for the O2 sensor that's in the downpipe. We have that coming through. It's the big fat one. So I'm going to be doing the through firewall fitting for, can you see it, right down and in there. And it's going to go somewhere right there-ish. That's what we're doing. And then once we get that done, I think that's it for all of the wiring underneath the hood, and we can move into the cabin. Exciting, big exciting. Oh, sweet. Maybe we should close the hood for now. It's a big psychological step. That's awesome. Oh, look at that. And then that's all we have left. That is quite amazing. Oh, we still need to find all of those. But that's pretty exciting. Progress is being made. So when I undo my e-stop switch here, you should hear the solenoid click. Yep. And back off. Good to go. And even with the solenoid off, when we come over, you should hear this